troops, and we want to honor them today. So, and we're gonna do that by we have a ceremony planned. So, and I'm realizing we're missing a key important piece right now.
Yeah.
We didn't bring ours out.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I'm going to ask our producer or our staff if they could grab ours for this
Okay.
as well while we're doing it.
And you know what, Joel? That's a good reminder. Would you guys also grab? What would
Please,
you?
please have a drink ready for this. It's important. Currently, right now, I want to take a minute. I'm going to share this out to everybody. So I want to try to get some people on for this.
Okay.
I want to make sure that we have a drink ready.
Yours there?
So please have a drink ready. So, and are these ones? They do not open that way, but that's fine. I got something for it.
Yeah. Joel,
But,
Joel, why this is special for all of us is especially close to you.
yes, I served in Afghanistan. I understand the pain of losing a friend, but I can't understand what is the pain of losing someone like a father, a husband, a daughter. I couldn't imagine the pain that they're going through. And we will talk a little bit about the incomprehensible response that our president had in this one. Can you get that little piece out right there? That's a bottle opener.
Okay.
So
While we work that one out, you know, it's. Go ahead.
yeah, so I'm just gonna give everybody a chance. Please run and grab a drink. This is important. So I'm gonna continue to share this for a few minutes, and we're going to get this out to everybody tonight. We're going to, like I said, run through this little ceremony for the fallen. We're going to then have a drink for them. So
Awesome.
yep. So I'm trying to share this real quick. So give
Yeah.
me 1 minute.
Hey guys, this is a season of remembrance as well as next week we're going to be remembering 9/11 and the events that happened there. And
Yep.
some of us were actually alive during that time, 20 years
Exactly.
ago.
Exactly.
I still remember that morning.
It was a hard morning, and that's coming up around the corner too.
Do you remember where you were?
I was actually working at a gas station at the time, and I heard the gas stations were going to get shut down. I didn't really know what was going on because I didn't have a TV.
Yeah.
I was getting it as there were people bringing it in, so the story kept changing about what happened.
Mm-hmm.
By the time I got home and got a chance to see what was going on, it was pretty bad. And that's important to understand of why we were in Afghanistan in the first place. For those just joining, we're going to be doing a ceremony for our fallen soldiers here. Just a minute. So please have a drink ready for just joining. Please have a drink ready because we're going to be doing a toast to them here shortly. So.
I actually want to mention something too. While we're doing that, it's important to also remember those servicemen and women who have served over in Afghanistan and are back. I just learned this morning that one of my friends had their uncle end his life because of just all the latest events happening. And so there's a general feeling of hopelessness and helplessness and those things. So we're going to remember that if you see a veteran, you know, the best thing to do is to give a nod, a smile. If you have nothing to say, sometimes that's the best thing to say is nothing. So just remember that we have people who are still in the living who've been over there and who've served. And so we want to just give them our honor and our thank yous as you
exactly.
remember what happened here.
As they're just coming back too, they're also going to be, they just lost friends as well.
Really?
So yeah, I mean, well, they just lost friends. The people that
Oh,
just
the
coming
people?
back, yeah,
Mhm, just coming back.
People that served in the same unit. So even though it's hard on a soldier when any other soldier dies over serving his country, because it's a loss of a brother in arms, and that's one thing. Of course, it's nothing compared to the families that have lost. And so I want to go ahead and did you get that open there?
I did get that open.
The other one actually.
Oh, did you say the other one?
The other one right next to it.
Okay.
Well, we're getting a bottle opener because we're getting our drinks ready. This is the chance right now for you to get your drinks ready too, please. So
And I did that. There you go, right
yes.
there. Okay, so I'm bring that one down. Okay.
Yeah, perfect.
All right.
So we're gonna pop these, and then we'll have them ready for it. And sorry we didn't have these ready ahead of time. We were kind of rushing to get some things ready for the show, so that we could get this ceremony put together. If you notice, there is a shelf right behind me, but that's changed. So
And so the shelf has actually your flag on it.
yes, that flag was actually flown in Afghanistan over Bagram.
Really?
Yes. So
Wow.
okay. Well, our crew's getting their drinks ready because this is important. So I'm actually going to take off my hat for this one. So, which you guys have known, I've never taken off my hat.
Yeah.
That's a good spot for it. Okay, so let's go ahead and start getting things ready here.
Okay.
Hopefully, you guys have got a chance to get your drinks ready. We're gonna do this ceremony right now. Okay. So. Okay. So this is something that will stay in our show. This is something that will stay in our back wall. So you'll be able to see this. I'm going to give a chance for a producer to also to switch cameras. So I know he's juggling. I can hear him juggling around in the back there. So. Okay. So. And I'm going to have him give me a notice when he's ready. All right. So, in remembrance of Corporal Dagan W. Page, here's a beer for you. In remembrance of Corporal Humberto A. Sanchez, here's a beer for you. In remembrance of Corporal Hunter Lopez, here's a beer for you. In remembrance of Lance Corporal David L. Espinoza, here's a beer for you. In remembrance of Lance Corporal Dylan R. Marola, here is a beer for you. In remembrance of Lance Corporal Jared M. Schmitz, here's a beer for you. In remembrance of Lance Corporal Kareen M. Nikoe, here is a beer for you. In remembrance of Lance Corporal Riley J. McCollum, here's a beer for you. In remembrance of Navy Corpsman Maxton W. Soviak, here's a beer for you. In remembrance of Sergeant Johanny Rosario Picardo, here's a beer for you. In remembrance of Sergeant Nicole L. G., here's a beer for you. In remembrance of Staff Sergeant Darren T. Hoover, here's a beer for you. And in remembrance of Staff Sergeant Ryan C. Naus, here's a beer for you. And we're going to play taps here. So please stand with you and give some respect and as a retired the fallen here. Please take a minute as we raise our glasses, remembrance of our heroes, of all those 13 who have died, and all those who have went before them, defending our country, defending our freedom. You are gone, but never forgotten. Thank you for taking a minute to join us for that. We're going to go ahead and continue with the rest of our show here. All right. So we got a few things we're going to talk about tonight. I want to talk a little bit about Afghanistan. Obviously, we have a pretty big reminder of our the sacrifice, the utter screw up of our president, and it doesn't stop just in his orders that he did in Afghanistan. It went down even further when he went to visit the families when they were receiving the remains of their loved ones.
Before you do that,
Yes.
a man of honor, you need your hat back on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Plus,
Yes.
it's giving a glare on the
Yeah.
thing there.
My Backwoods brother needs his hat on right there. It's
Yeah.
good.
I'm blinding him.
Yeah.
More.
You're blinding me. I'm already halfway there. I got to say, remembrances like this bring things into perspective. You don't have to be in Afghanistan or be related to a serviceman or woman to give honor to where honor's due. And I raised my kid that way, with honor. And I hope to always see that in her eyes when she meets a person of authority over her that has her best interest at heart in protecting her and her rights. I would hope that she would always show respect. That's something that we should be teaching from the top down, and our leadership should be modeling that from the top down. Unfortunately, it didn't happen.
Biden has shown a new level of low that he's willing to go to.
Mm-hmm.
Many of the families didn't really want to talk to him, but when they all chose to.
They all did choose to.
I believe they all chose to.
So my news is a little bit late, and to catch you up a little bit on that, it was a little kerfuffle that our president decided. We don't know if he decided. We don't know what was going on in his head. Did he give even an explanation for it? But apparently he had a time on his mind as the soldiers were being let down on American soil coming from Afghanistan. When there should have been a moment of respect, there was a moment that the watch was important and time was important.
6 times, actually.
Oh, 6 times?
6 times he looked at his watch.
6 times he looks at his watch. I can understand that moment when you're the leader of the free world and you make a kerfuffle like that. Every move you make is under scrutiny. I wonder if it were Trump, I wonder if that would have been just kind of excused away, or would we have literally plastered that everywhere? But that's not the point, I guess. The point is,
it doesn't matter if it was Trump, if it was Biden. It doesn't matter who it was. You're there to receive a soldier, a hero, someone that gave the ultimate sacrifice. They gave their life. Their life is no more.
Yeah.
They gave everything. Their family sacrificed to defend our freedom, to basically complete the mission. And in this case, I believe they gave it uselessly for the orders. I believe that they gave it on a mission. I believe that they completed the mission. So that is there. Did I believe it could be avoided? Yes. That's how I want to word that. I believe it could be avoided. I believe that they gave it in service to the country, though. So I don't believe it's useless. I believe it's in service to the country, but I believe it could be avoided.
Yeah, because your time was not useless over there.
Yes, I don't think anyone's time spent in the service, whether they served in Afghanistan or whether they were back home shuffling papers.
Yeah.
It's service to your country. That's never useless.
Yeah, if you're a veteran watching this, your time was not useless because I didn't have to look at a TV screen and see another plane hit a building intentionally, or even two for that matter. And just the magnitude of 9/11, it was not supposed to go that successfully, but where they hit those buildings, it actually crumbled them, and they didn't expect that. Them meaning the Taliban. So it went extremely successfully for them, but it didn't happen again.
Well, I wanted to kind of get a few things in there too. It was actually Al Qaeda.
Al Qaeda. What did I say?
Al Qaeda.
Al Qaeda.
Well, the Taliban's another thing. It was the Taliban that hid. The Taliban actually hid the Al Qaeda members and hid
right.
Osama bin Laden.
Yeah.
Refused to give them up. And so until we went in and started pounding the holy crap out of them, and then at that point, you have to change the tune. So we.
But there hadn't been another attack like that. So 20 years of
of
service.
safety.
Yeah, safety.
Because to show the strength of the U.S. Army and the U.S. military.
Absolutely.
U.S. military.
Absolutely.
To show that strength, that kept them at bay. That kept the fighting over there.
Yeah.
People kept saying ending a 20-year war. I don't believe we were in a 20-year war. I believe the war ended when we went into maintaining. At that point, it was no different than we are on the DMZ.
Stalemate, you would say?
It was a stalemate, yeah. At that point, we were just keeping a presence there to avoid problems. And it was 2,500 troops, and there had been no deaths in almost 2 years.
And see, the proof's in the pudding. Once the presence gets removed, what happens?
Exactly.
So we were effective.
Exactly.
So that's what we need to remember. You were effective.
So
you were effective.
Exactly. And so
effective.
I was a medic in Afghanistan, and so I treated a lot of the soldiers and stuff over there, and so, it's never easy losing one.
Joe, what did you find out? Those families didn't meet with Biden.
They didn't meet with Biden, and Biden is a disrespectful, dishonorable piece of shit. I'm sorry, I'm trying to keep my language better today, but this guy at one point, one of the fathers pulled out a picture of his son. And this is after the father got back and forth if he was actually going to meet with him or not and say something to him. And he goes, he said, you better remember my son. And I don't remember the name that he put in there because there's 13 of them. I don't remember which gentleman it was. I want to say it was the staff sergeant, but actually I could probably, let me get the name for you. I want to be accurate about this one.
Okay, because there was Mark Schmertz. Schmertz, I can't remember. The father of Lawrence.
I want to say
Jared?
it was Lieutenant Lance Corporal Kareem in Nakui. I want to say that's
Kareem
who it is,
Nakui.
but it's hard to remember which one it is because
sorry about
I didn't
the
see
butcher
the
of
name.
those
I'm one of
names,
the people
but
if I see the name written, I remember.
You get it, yeah.
Yeah, and then this one I heard. I heard the report on it. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is that he held the picture to him. He says, "You better remember my son. You better remember the sacrifice and know his story." And this bastard of a president looks at him in a very angry and confrontational tone, says, "I do know their stories," and turns his back and walks away from this guy. To every single family that he spoke to there, he spoke about his own son, Bo, who died. And he kept comparing his son to their loss. And then saying, "Oh, I know how you feel." Sorry, your son, it sucks to lose a son. I understand that Biden lost his son 6 years ago. But his son died of brain cancer, not in the service of his country. And it was not suddenly. But he kept comparing his son, Bo, and everything he kept saying is Bo this, Bo that, Bo that. Those families didn't get two shits about your son at the time. They're there to talk about their family members that they lost. They had just received those remains. And our president, not only did he not have the respect to stand there and just wait patiently. He checked his watch 6 times, and then when he went to have that conversation later, he had the attitude about it. He has shown over his history of his time before and after his president before and after his service. I can't call him a president. I'm sorry, I can't do it. No president should ever conduct themselves in that manner. I mean, I get that Trump said some things that were dumb, and I get that he might be a little harsher on the edges.
Yeah, and some will say he did.
But I'll tell him one thing:
he did disrespect Gold Star families. They did say that he did the same thing.
You saying that Trump disrespected it?
Yeah.
I never heard about Trump disrespecting it, but if Trump disrespected, and that's actually true, I'd like to see a point when he did. Then shame on Trump too. There's no president out there, under any circumstances, that should ever disrespect any family that gave someone in service to the country. I don't care
who you are.
Who you are. Doesn't matter what you are, the beliefs are or nothing. And I don't care if that president was standing there and that family told him to fuck off and go to hell. It doesn't matter. You stand there and you take it.
You stand there and you take it. You're a leader.
Exactly. And you are representing the country that they just gave their life for.
Yes.
Show some damn respect.
Yes. Have
some honor.
Yes.
The highest office in our land couldn't show that respect.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have anything else to say about that. I'm speechless about how far that has gone. So.
Yeah.
But
I'm prayerfully hoping that those families don't take his actions and paint a broad brush about their country. Because there's still many of us in this country that respect soldiers, that respect families of service members. Again, I am one of them. And so I hope that the model that they had seen from the top doesn't speak for the bottom.
Exactly. So yeah, and the thing is, I believe that any leader that carried out and followed those orders, especially the ones that sat in that room with Biden, are about as guilty as he is, because in the military, you're told, yes, you follow orders, but there's also, we have a moral obligation, and the officers just as much. Any leader has a moral obligation in the military to question orders if they are deemed to be immoral.
Yeah.
So, if leaving your countrymen behind, leaving the people you are sworn to protect, to leave them behind, that is an order. I don't care if it's the 4-star general sitting in the same room as the president and should have said, Mr. President, I will not give that order, and I will tell everybody in my command not to follow that order. We will not leave, no matter what you command. We will not leave that country until we get all our people out. Period. That is a stand that should have took. If he gets relieved of his command, then the next person that took his place should have said the exact same thing.
Mm-hmm.
There, not one soldier should have took a command to leave that country, and I don't care if it's down to the last private. Now, one person should have took that order to leave that country until we got every citizen out. And I'm not mad at our soldiers. I get a lot of them are just trying to do their thing and go along it. And
you're trained to follow orders.
Yeah, and exactly. So I'm not holding them responsible, but at the same time, they also had an obligation to the people. So it's a hard situation because I don't want to be mad at the soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
And if I was in a situation, I know what I would have done. I would have followed orders. So I can say that, but it's still at the same time, it's the wrong thing to do, and I would have been wrong in that situation.
Yeah.
So
2 things. Biden said that it's not done. He's still making negotiations. Some of those families or some of those military members wanted to stay there because they had family members there, but he still offers the help if they say they want to get out.
I love how he says all those who wanted to get out. No, there were people beating down that gate to get out.
It looked like a want to me.
They were
I don't think they did any more want to than
that. They were pleading with them to take him. He left early, by the way. He didn't leave at the last hour.
Wasn't early? It was early.
He left almost a day early.
So he got the eviction notice for the 31st, and he left on the 30th.
Yep, he left on the 30th.
That's a good tenant. I don't know. Not really. Well, I forget what. Oh, the other thing is this: if I were the vice president and I saw him disrespect, the black would come out in me, and I would go, you know what, guys? He done lost his mind. We need to put him somewhere else. You know, maybe it's dementia.
Put him in the closet.
Alzheimer's. Yeah, sorry, y'all. Yeah, he's gone. He's gone. Go. Get your medicine. And then I would have come back and just apologized and begged and pleads, like, please forgive us. You know, or if I were his therapist, which, you know, and the reason why I'm bringing that up is because people think, well, he might have dementia, might Alzheimer's. If he does, get him checked out. Like, for his own sake, I don't put any of my clients in a position to be on platform to display all of that. It's embarrassing for him, as well as it's embarrassing for all of us.
Somebody's controlling him because he says they gave me a list of who to talk to. Who's they, by the way?
Well, anyways, I'm just saying, if there's a mental health issue, let's get it straightened up.
A couple comments.
Okay.
You want to make sure we get these out a little bit here.
Yeah.
Let's see. It says what really sucks is they had a drone ready to go take out that suicide bombers, and the DoD wouldn't give them permission to annihilate the threat. I haven't heard about that one, so I'll have to check into that one.
That's a new one.
If whoever's posted that comment, if you got something,
state your source.
Yeah, please state the source because we'd like to put that out there.
Oh, we have it. We have it.
And so our people, if you can actually put that up, I'd like to see where it came from.
Absolutely.
If you want to put that into our notes here,
Please.
so we can cite the source.
Perfect.
So let me see. They're sending to me now. Okay, so this is coming from the Gateway Pundit. We will post this on our website afterward, so you guys can read it as well. But they had permission, so they could have avoided those deaths. I don't even want to.
Yep, it's good to read.
I'm so angry. I'm just so angry.
Yeah, you said that when I called you.
Yeah,
I called you, and I've never heard. He goes, "I'm da 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 da." I've never heard it.
I told my boss yesterday. I'm like, I'm gonna let you know I'm in a really bad mood.
Well, yeah, you even said I can't talk to you anymore. I'm like, okay, but no, it was seriously. So.
Yeah, he needs to be tried for treason. Yes, he does need to be tried for treason.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to get into something here in a minute that's going to not exactly treason, but it's going to
put some more feet to that.
Yeah, you guys are spitting truth right now and bringing tears to my eyes. Oh, I appreciate that very much.
That's awesome.
What's happening is a travesty, very sad and unnecessary loss. They might not have known that not everyone was out. They might not have known that not everyone was out. What? Sorry, they know everybody. They said there's at least 250 American citizens, not counting green card holders or people who supported us during the war. There could be. They expect thousands of people.
So the comment was they might not have known that everyone was out.
Yeah, I don't. I'm sorry. I highly disagree with that, and the facts are showing otherwise.
When you, I'm not. Anything's possible, but if you have intel as the top office in the land, you have intel that you should know who's in there and who's not.
Even that, it had been reported from people. There had been other news channels in other countries because our own news was failing at their job as they usually do. Mm-hmm. It wasn't getting reported from the White House, but there were other news countries they're interviewing and going around with these people. And yes, we had American citizens that were in country. We had green card holders in country. We had people that Afghans that supported us during the time they're there. That were allies to us. That were still in country that we did not get out. We left them there. The green card holders, I'm grouping them in with our citizens because
Absolutely.
A green card holder is a U.S. citizen.
Yes.
So we left for they said 250 U.S. citizens, and then there's green card holders on top of that. Mm-hmm. So we don't even know how many green card holders were left over. So over 250 people.
The numbers are around 200, 250.
U.S. citizens.
U.S. citizens.
But we don't know how much the green card holders. So I didn't get the numbers on that one.
Right.
So there was a very large amount of people that they just abandoned, and I'm going to use the word abandoned in Afghanistan and left to the Taliban.
One person left.
One person is too much.
It's too much.
By doing that, by leaving anyone behind, by leaving a U.S. citizen, by leaving a soldier, any of that, they put a disgrace to all those who fought so hard to never leave a soldier behind.
No man left behind is what you.
We can never say that again. The Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, identifying their remains,
Washington D.C.,
and making sure that they just fully disrespected the whole presence behind that.
Mm-hmm.
It is dishonorable. It is not the conduct of any elected official. So, which brings me to what I wanted to talk about here. I got to pull it up because I didn't get. We were trying to get everything so put together. I did not get a chance to pull this up at a time.
Yeah, as you guys know, Joel's taking a lot of this because actually we talked a lot on the side, and I go, Joel, you got to share half of what you've been saying to me. So this is really, really, really good. You guys get to hear that.
By the way, I'm also going to say I do have a picture. I did not get a chance to get it to our producer, but it's actually just so you know. We're talking about the oath of offices of the president and then our governor, and I'll talk about mine as a local official. The one for the I couldn't find for the president, but for the state of Oregon, they actually sign an oath of office, and you can get a copy of that online for the governor.
Mm-hmm. And so there's content in there that.
Yes. Okay. So, and then the last thing, I'm going to pull up the Constitution because I know what it is, but I just want to make. So the key thing of the oath of the office of president says, "I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will faithfully execute the office of the president of the United States, and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States."
Preserve, protect, defend.
Preserve, protect, and defend, and to the best of his ability. Okay. Oregon governor. And it has a link there. So in this case, with the governors, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the state of Oregon. That was not the right one. That was one. That was one from California.
Huh.
I picked the wrong one. Sorry, guys. Let's see. It took me a minute to find this one. So the key thing is, it talks about how they will. Of how they will defend. Of course, it does not work out well. Let's see. Anyways, we'll post it on later for you guys to see. She does say in the oath of office that she will basically saying she will best to her ability. She'll protect and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of Oregon. She goes into that when she signs it.
Yeah.
All right. Same thing when I swore in to the office here for local. I swore to protect and uphold the Constitution of the United States of America. All part of our oath that we take. Key thing, talks about the Constitution of the United States of America, and then when you're in the States, it talks about the Constitution of the state as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Key thing. I'm going to read the very first 3 words of the Constitution.
The first 3 words.
This is the most important part.
Oh, I know what it is. You know what it is? You guys know what it is. Yep.
We the people.
Me the people?
We the people.
Me the people.
We the people.
Oh, you the people. Me the people.
You the people. Me the people.
Everybody's a people.
You the people.
You the people.
We the people.
We the people. Yep.
Okay. So when they say, and I'll read it again, and then we'll do a little translation to this.
Oh, we can translate "we the people."
It
means something different.
Yeah, I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will faithfully execute the office of the President of the United States and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. I'm going to insert a word here. And to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the people of the United States. Because the Constitution is a document on the rights of the people.
Yes.
So they will, the people.
The people.
The people. That document has no meaning without the people, right?
Without the people, absolutely.
So again,
the document has no meaning without the people.
The
people. Yeah.
3 most important words on any document.
Yep.
Anywhere.
Yes.
Well, besides the Bible. The Bible, sorry. trumps the Constitution. But second most important document.
Right.
We the people. So, by him leaving any U.S. citizen or green card holder, he has failed to execute his oath of office. That right there, by failing to execute your oath of office, disqualifies you to be in office. That goes for any leader, whether it be a president, whether it be a governor who fails to listen to the people and is failing the people by not defending those rights of the people.
Of the people.
Okay? And any local politician who makes a statement or does an action that is contradictory to the right of the people and does not take the people forthwith in all of her actions is failing her oath or failing his oath of office.
Yes.
So, would that be a dictating of to coming against your rights of freedom of voice, freedom of opinions, freedom to assemble, freedom to illegal search and seizure? Basically, your freedom over your own body falls into those first 4 amendments. You can read through them. But your freedoms there, by any representative, elected official who takes that oath of office, and that even goes for law enforcement who also takes that same oath of office. I believe firefighters also take the same oath, where it still says about the Constitution. If they violate that piece, they are at that point they are violating their oath of office. Yes, because it is about the people.
So
we, the people, have the right to govern ourselves. We did not elect a dictator. We did not elect an authoritarian or totalitarian environment as the people.
Can you? So, and I don't want to get off topic too much and get too much about what you do on a daily basis, as I guess I could say it now, councilman.
Daily basis, but basically,
I work daily basis, maybe daily basis.
I do stuff on a normal basis.
But so would I say that you would be about the people? You are about the people. Bring it to the people. Let the people decide.
Yep. Any opportunity I have to get input from the people, from the people.
Yeah. So a democratic effort.
Even if the people don't want, if the people want what I don't agree with personally, it's about what the people want.
That doesn't sound like narcissism to me.
No, definitely not narcissistic.
Okay, I just wanted to point out.
I do know a few narcissistic leaders,
but it doesn't sound like a narcissist to me. It doesn't sound like it doesn't sound like that. And I wish
you know what's funny.
I wish people would look up what narcissism means in the DSM and see if you fit that criteria.
Tell me if I'm wrong.
I just want to know that.
Tell me if I'm wrong. Isn't it most cases? And you're a mental health professional.
Yeah.
So, isn't it in most cases people usually accusing someone else of being a narcissist, and most of the times themselves are a narcissist?
Projection.
Yep.
We call it projection. But see, I got to tell you, if you were a narcissist, I wouldn't be able to sit with you.
Yeah.
A counselor wouldn't take a narcissist because they're always right.
Yeah. Well, if I was a narcissist, why would you be on the show? It'd be my show.
It would be your show, like you said last week.
Yeah. I'll talk about my house. I'm going to say my house.
You're talking about yes, but no, let it be true. No. Say it, not spray it. So no, but it's true. It's true. So getting back, and I don't want to get too much into that, but I just wanted to say, yes, you've always been about we the people. So where did Biden fail in the Constitution and honoring the Constitution of we the people? The first three
words.
In this instance, in doing what he did.
The first 3 words. Mm-hmm. He literally he didn't make it past the first 3 words of protecting and defending the Constitution.
There.
He didn't make it past the first 3 words. He couldn't. The rest of it is bull hockey without hitting those first 3 words. Mm-hmm. I kind of wonder if he's ever read the Constitution.
Yep. Well,
I would like to know who the puppet master is. Was a comment. I think we're talking about when I say they. They told me who I can talk to. By the way,
Kamala Harris.
By the way, I just want to let you know. I'm not taking any questions on that. By the way, it's my butt, apparently.
And your point is? Hell no!
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Bet the boots on the ground didn't know, or they wouldn't have left. Okay, I see.
The boots on the ground did not know.
Okay, now I get what that comment is.
Okay, can you explain that one? Because
the comment earlier. Now I understand the comment, and I want to come back and restate that, so I put that in the proper perspective.
So context is everything in this, guys.
Yeah, they might not have known that not everyone was out.
Okay.
Okay. So the boots on the ground might not have known that everyone was out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I get that. Whoever made the comment, I understand now.
Now it's the context, so we want to make sure, context is everything.
Yes, okay. So it's a chance that the lower ranks may not have known, but you can very well, damn well believe that there are people on the ground that did know, that were in command at some point, that knew that not everybody was out because they were beating down the damn gate trying to get in.
It's true.
So,
but they may not have known. I mean, when you have a president that says everybody out, time to go. It's like everybody, you pack your bags already, and the Taliban's on the heels of the soldiers. Like it wasn't like a move out and then they move in. They were like moving out. They're like out.
Yeah.
Out.
Well, the thing is, the Taliban wasn't letting everybody through either.
Yes.
They were stopping people and taking their credentials. There was evidence of that.
Yes. So this was not an orderly move. So yes, you're right.
The thing is, he had, if this was his intent. There's nothing wrong. I mean, there's lots of things wrong with that, but I get if he felt he needed to get us out of the country, period, and have nobody present there. I don't agree with it. Most of his military advisors don't agree with it. Most of the entire country doesn't agree with it. But if that's his call, that's fine. But what was not his call is the way he did it. That is not his call. That is a call. That is a call of the collective. I mean, I say the collective. I mean, when he made that call, he should have been removed from the option to make that call, and it should have became to the whole collective of everybody else in that room that says, no, this is not a good idea, Mr. President. And then when he insisted on that call, they should have if they have to invoke the 25th, I don't care. Get him out of that position to make that call and do the right thing.
It's interesting that we're talking about it on today's show, and yesterday he was on to business as usual. Attacking Texas.
No. Oh, you know. Wait. You didn't hear? He's actually he's leaving tomorrow. I think it is to take a vacation, in his one of his country homes.
No.
Yeah, he's going to go hang out in one of his country homes over the weekend and have a nice weekend.
And contemplate.
While there's U.S. citizens fighting for their life in Afghanistan right now with no support. He's going to go on vacation.
He was out to lunch when he got into the office. So. He was always out to lunch.
His handlers want to get him out of media. Is what they want to do.
That's what they want to do. So nothing to see here.
You can't tell me with our government with unlimited resources wouldn't know
that
they left American citizens in a terrorist country with no protection.
Whoever said that? Thank you. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah. How about the fact is that veteran special forces, aka the Pineapple Express, had to go in and rescue 500 people. They supposedly had special forces support and military support, but it wasn't officially done from the military. We have the most powerful military in the world.
Yes,
and we couldn't send our own special forces in to get them. Are you effing kidding me? Veterans had to go on their own time, get resources, everything else to go get it done. Are you kidding me? My concern is if we don't get the rest of us out, we will be dealing with a huge hostage crisis. We already are.
We are dealing with a huge hostage crisis.
As of the day that they pulled out and they're left, we're in a hostage crisis.
We were in a hostage crisis when he said pull out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
By the way,
when you have to negotiate with terrorists to get you out, you're in a hostage situation.
Exactly.
It's just like...
well, how about the fact is that the Taliban offered the president, Mr. Biden, the opportunity to actually for us to control Kabul while we performed our evacuation. We could have had control on Kabul, and we were the one been providing protection. And then after we got everybody flown out and stuff, we could have collapsed back into the airport and then flown out.
Well, now there's a kill zone, as I was saying on last week's show. So where are we evacuating? Well, I guess there's no evacuation
there's no evacuation
now.
anymore.
So
Yeah.
it's gone.
Also, surrendering Bagram, which had multiple airways. I was on that Bagram. That's where
You were?
That's where I was stationed. Was Bagram.
Oh.
Trust me, that would have been a much better place. Place was fortified. It was well done, and there was lots of air what do you call that?
Airfield?
Airfield.
Yeah.
The base was an airfield.
You were there.
Yeah. And when I was there back in 2009, 2010, it had a 10-mile perimeter around it. It was massive. We could have been great to hold Bagram while we evacuated everybody out. But he chose Kabul against, by the way, his advisors' advice not to do it. They in Bagram, if they're pulling out of there, and all the bases that they pulled out of, why didn't they alter those rifles before they left? Pull all the firing pins.
Yes.
Take every firing pin out of that damn rifle. Take the bolt out of the rifle.
Well, he said some of the vehicles or some of the
you mean like the one that was flying around?
Disabled. Yeah, the one was flying around.
Dude,
yes.
Take thermite. Even if you only had the month, take thermite grenades. If you don't have them in the country, flying them in. Take thermite grenades, put them on every single edge and block, light it off, and right through it. That vehicle's toast. You know, put some C4 on there, fire some missiles at it, whatever it takes. All of those of the M4s that we left there and the machine guns. Pull the firing pin out, pull the bolt out, throw it in a gigantic pile, throw thermite all over it, light it on fire.
You don't have to read The Art of War or anything else like that to know that was a shabby plan.
Of course it was.
And it wasn't a plan. You don't leave the arsenal with the enemy. You don't leave the arsenal with the enemy.
Exactly.
Here's my keys to my house. If you want to rob my house, robber, here's the keys and the means to do it.
What?
I won't
booby trap all the damn vehicles when they get in.
Thank you. I won't just give you the keys to my house. Look, I'm gonna give you the car to ram it through my garage. You can just go run amok, do whatever you want to do. That's not an exit strategy, Mr. President.
Yeah,
but maybe it takes
not president.
Oh, sorry. But maybe that takes a vacation for him to figure it out.
USA has biased liberal media feeding the masses a bunch of lies. Yep. Let's see. The Afghan families that have been helping our military are getting slaughtered. Yes. Mm-hmm. That's been on all sorts of different newses.
Yes.
In fact, they even had one hanging from one of those non-working helicopters. They had them flying in the air with the guy hanging from it. By the way. Yeah. The news is saying 100 to 200, but I tend to believe you, Joel. I would go off of some of the other
250 was what you're saying?
Yeah, there's 100 to 200 were left.
That's what they kept on saying, vacillating between that.
Yeah, and so I've seen about 6 different news stories, between articles and some.
Look, let's just say it's over 50. That's too many.
Over 1 is too many.
Over 1,
but they've said 250, and I believe it was even in a couple press conferences they said 250.
These are not checker pieces.
I have a feeling that the Democrats are not going to be letting anything happen to Biden or Harris. I had to find out. His approval rate. Can you guess what his approval rate is?
Let's see.
By the way, this is on. I think it's Politico, which
Can I be generous? I'll be generous.
I'm saying that usually they give 10 points plus on what it is.
So you start at an honorable mention. You get 10 points automatically.
Well, I'm saying
just for showing up.
They tend to lean left. Yeah. So usually, if you're left, they kind of pick and choose the people to go to.
Yeah.
And so it usually gives them about 10 points.
So you know the number. Well, I heard last time I heard it was around the 30s, but I'm going to go ahead and say 6.
No, it was 38.
38.
Yeah, percent approve of how he did it. So you can say probably closer to 28, maybe 30. So 30% of Americans approve. You can get them head checks, but they approved of how he and everything went off the way fine, everything else, and approved the way he did it to pull out.
30. I would love to hear the rationale on the 30%.
His best approval on everything overall across the entirety of what he's doing, I believe, and that's what's giving him the boost a little bit. 48% approval rate.
Yeah. Sometimes as leader, I know that you make decisions that don't please the masses, but when you see a dumb decision, you deserve what you got.
Yeah.
And this was a dumb decision. So that 30%, or 38% or whatever. Show me why I'm wrong.
Exactly. I don't
I'll be open to that.
understand why we would leave so much of our equipment there.
Yeah.
It's ludicrous.
Absolutely.
Let's see.
Whoever said that, yes.
Yep. Every government employee takes the same path as the president.
Now, hey, guys, while you're doing this, I am looking for some opposition here. If you got something to say and you bring it up, we're looking for some opposition. Give us something to think about.
I'm reading everything down. It's coming down the line. So,
okay.
Biden is a knee-jerk president and definitely didn't consult his cabinet or military advisors before. No, he did consult them. He consulted them. They just told him not to do it, and he did it anyways. That makes it 1,000 times worse, by the way.
Yeah, it does.
So let's get that straight. He did consult them, and they told him not to do it, and he did it anyway.
Sure, true.
There's no way legit military would agree to this.
Okay.
The vets.
Who said no more beer?
I haven't even drank half of it.
You know what? He should be cut off. You know.
What's wrong with my beard?
What's wrong with your beard? That's next week.
We're talking
about beards next week. Okay.
By the way, I did get my haircut today.
Yeah.
Great hair place right here in town.
Great hair place in town.
Tick over Bitterroot.
Oh, by the way, he doesn't go to get his hair cut at just anybody. I mean, ask his wife. Yeah. So for him to say good hair cutting place, whoever this is, you just got gold.
She took over Bitterroot.
Bitterroot.
She come in, she'll offer you a beer. And
what?
Then, no, it's $20 for a haircut.
Does she do dreads?
I don't know. I don't think so. But she
come on, y'all, diversity.
She do the haircut. she might. I don't know. You have to ask her.
I'll ask her if she does dreads.
But she does. She did the haircut and stuff, and she does a shave on the back of the neck.
Does she do free beer? Even if she doesn't do dreads, does she do free beer?
I'm sure that you have to get a haircut if you're going to get a beer from them.
Dang it! I'm not cutting these dreads.
Biden needs to stay gone. Yeah.
Biden does need to stay gone for the trip. One-way ticket.
More than 2 dozen children trapped from California was a post from the Daily Wires. Vacation, why the suffering continues. Man, yep, I agree.
Yep.
More than 2 dozen children from California are trapped in Afghanistan following Biden. I moved the other way. Following Biden administration pullout this week. The San Juan Unified School District told news organizations on Wednesday that 27 students are still stuck in Afghanistan. Now, I want to clarify something on this one. These aren't like students that are like American citizens that just took a trip randomly to Afghanistan. These are foreign students that have, I think, a visa or something to come over, and they're part of this program, and then they have instructors and stuff with them. So they are people that we are responsible for, but they aren't like a random school district that decided to go to Afghanistan for a summer. So just to clarify what that was. This was a external thing that kind of came together.
Okay.
So, and it should explain more of that inside the article, I'm assuming. Let's see. Why do they think? Why do you think they left it? Well, because it didn't. I think it's what it is.
Oh wait, what did that person say?
Why do you think they left everything?
Oh yeah, why?
Yeah, I think they left everything because they were ordered to abandon bases at certain times and just move their butt back to Kabul. They weren't given much time to do anything. So they were given 30 days to get their shit and get down to Kabul and start evacuating people. There's a 30-day notice. There's not enough time to do that. There was just flat out not enough time to do it.
No.
He had 9 months. 9 months to say, okay, guys, we're going to be pulling out. I want you to start taking all the extra equipment we don't need. If you can't export it out of the country, then what you're going to do is you're going to slag that equipment.
Wait a minute, I'm missing something. What did you get 9 months from?
It's September 1st. He came in on January.
Oh, 9 months. Gotcha.
He had 9 months to do this.
Right.
He could have
sent
the orders out.
9 months to get it together.
He could have sent the orders out to, hey, guys, start slagging the equipment.
Yes.
We're pulling out next date.
Yes.
Or he starts slagging equipment. We're going to be pulling out eventually.
Exactly.
If you don't need it to operate, slag it.
Yes.
And then as he got closer...
What's slagging it?
Basically, when you take metal and you melt it down, it becomes slag.
Gotcha.
Basically, destroy it.
Okay. You can tell I'm a civilian, so...
Yeah. So...
But the rest of the civilians would have wondered what you meant by slagging.
Yeah, so slagging. So slagging is just basically making it crap.
Okay.
So,
he
had everybody do it.
Chance to prepare.
Yep. So,
properly.
This is 100% on him. Yeah. Why do you think they left everything? That's why I think they left everything, because at that point they didn't have time.
Okay.
It's almost 8. Okay, so we took no break, by the way, and it's 8 o'clock.
Well, you know.
So, hey guys, we're going to go this a little bit longer, by the way, guys, because we had a lot that we did here, and we still have some things we want to talk about. So we're going to take a quick 5-minute break. We're going to come back. We have some things we want to go over, and we'll probably go until about 8:30 tonight. Some really good stuff there. So
awesome.
Okay, we'll see you in about 5 minutes.
Get a drink.
Welcome to Backwoods Minute. This is Amy, and I am so glad you are here with us today. Author Victoria Erickson said, "If you inherently long for something, become it first. If you want gardens, become the gardener. If you want love, embody love. If you want mental stimulation, change the conversation. If you want peace, exude calmness. If you want to fill your world with artists, begin to paint. If you want to be valued, respect your own time. If you want to live ecstatically, find the ecstasy within yourself. This is how to draw it in, day by day, inch by inch." You know, this quote really made me think a little bit, because especially that little bit about peace. And if you want peace, to exude it. So often I talk about how much I want peace in my world. I'm constantly going. I work 30 miles from where I live, and I spend 2.5 hours a day in my car. And yet I end up being so stressed and such a ball of ugh. I don't ever take those moments to be at peace so that I can have peace. What about you? Are there times that you're like, gosh, I want peace, or I want joy? Are you looking for it? Joy comes when we notice the things around us that bring us joy. Joy comes from noticing that sweet little girl that runs up to you in the middle of the parking lot and gives you the biggest hug before she realizes she just hugged a stranger. And yet, it just made your day, because what joy in the innocence of children. How many times have you longed for beauty in your life, and yet you haven't taken the time to notice it or to create it? Maybe painting is not your thing and you love art, but maybe there's something else you can create that is art and that celebrates the beauty around you. Maybe it's photography, ceramics, or clay, or my cousin, she does this amazing thing with natural plants that dye fabric, and she creates these amazing looking pieces of art that she gets to wear all the time. Maybe that's your thing. Find your thing. Become the thing that you seek after. And the more that you do, the more you see it around you. Thank you for taking a minute with me, and I can't wait to see you next time.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to our show. Hey, this is a special show to us today, and we are glad that you're with us, and we love your comments. Last week was a little bit of a fiery show. This one's kind of a little laid back, and we love all your comments, so keep them coming. We have other subjects coming up, right, Judge?
Yeah, sorry. It threw me off. I was waiting for a countdown to come back in.
I know. And
he goes, I didn't hear the countdown. He goes, oh.
Hi, everybody. Hey.
Thank you for catching up on that.
Yeah.
Thank you for catching
Hey,
up.
huh?
So sorry.
That's okay.
You guys,
We caught it.
By the way, our producer and our staff, Brandy's behind.
Yes.
doing everything behind.
Awesome.
And our producer, they're just amazing.
They're
and
amazing.
they put up with us.
They put up with us.
Yes.
And the crazy thing is, I tell you what, Brandy, during that remembrance time,
She was bawling like a baby.
when you hear the wife cry of a soldier, of a veteran, y'all, it's nothing like it. Like, I'm a grown man, but I almost cried like a baby, just so you know. Just so you know. Okay.
And we did hear that a couple of our viewers did send us in a video of holding up a beer.
Thank you for sending those
Thank
in.
you for that. Please, by all means, send it in, and maybe if send your permission, we'll give us permission. We'll post them up there for you.
Absolutely.
So, well, we've talked a lot. We spent the first hour, like it went by like nothing,
Right.
talking about Afghanistan and the failure of our president. But
Yes.
I want to switch gears a little bit and talk about another failure.
Sure.
Fear of Brown.
Fear of Brown.
Fear of Brown.
Dang it. That's going to be a whole nother segment. Well, let's talk about her.
Well, talk about
She's come up, she's got more airtime than anybody. So, bring it home for us.
I want to bring it right down to the fact is that I have never seen a more confusing mandate from government. And trust me, the government is broken as hell when it comes down to mandates.
We're trying to figure that one out.
It's like if you're homeless, you don't have to wear a mask. If you're walking on the road, you don't have to wear a mask. But if you walk by somebody, you have to put a mask on. But if you're in a group, you have to have a mask. But if you're out in a sporting event, you don't have to wear a mask unless you run by somebody. I mean, what?
And this is what I say. I ain't got no time for that. I ain't got no time for that. I have to figure out.
A person who deals with all of our communications and stuff just gave us and it looks like we froze too. But just gave us a note that she's got to walk away. So
it's a kid with autism walking around near Oakville Lane. If anybody sees, they could.
We'll make an announcement here in the show since we are live. There's a kid walking around with autism near Oldfield Lane. Oakview Lane.
6 years old.
He's about 6 years old. If you guys see him, please notify law enforcement. If you recognize who he is, call the parents right away. Yeah. But there is a kid missing in the area of Oakview Lane, 6-year-old with autism.
Yes.
So please keep an eye out. We are looking about for him in the area.
Yep.
So that's what the emergency that Brandy just had to run out for.
Just a little caveat. If you do find this child, stay with him, but don't take him anywhere.
Yes.
The last thing you want to do is be accused of anything like that.
Just kind of hang out with them, call law enforcement.
Yes.
And please notify somebody if you see him. That's Oakview Lane. Oakview Lane right here in Estacada.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
We're going to finish out our show here quickly.
Yes.
Because then I'm also one of the emergency coordinator for ECW.
So that might mean you, huh?
Yeah, that means.
Well, hell no! I got a thing coming up here. Okay, yeah, we better go.
You got a subject you want to talk about? Let's talk about it, and then.
You know what? Just New York, and other areas, police officers and unions are opposing the vaccine mandates.
Wasn't there a walkout planned?
Wasn't it planned for the 7th of September? I'm not sure.
7th?
But you might want to check your calendars
for
for
the 16th or the 11th or something like that.
There's 11. There's all kinds of dates for all kinds of things.
We'll see if we can find it and post it somewhere on the website, on the Facebook here. But there's a there is a plan where, like, if you're law enforcement, if you work in the government somewhere, firefighters, medical personnel, anyone really that works for the government, or if you just work for a corporation and you want to make a stand, people are just walking out and they're basically they're taking all their vacation time right then, sick days, whatever else it is.
Yeah.
And they're basically shutting the country down as the attempt.
But there are some police commissioners who are completely behind and 100% behind these vaccine requirements, as a matter of fact, and the mandates. But they say it should be it should come from the state or federal levels. And hours after the Food and Drug Administration fully approved the Pfizer biotech vaccine Monday, Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot made an empathetic declaration, and she said, "City employees are absolutely going to be required to be vaccinated."
Hey, let me just back up real quick.
Okay.
The FDA approval on that vaccine is an absolute joke.
Talk about that a little bit, because you had
that's an absolute joke. The standard approval for any sort of vaccine or medication is usually 3 years, because there's a longevity approach to it. It means that while they look at some of what's in there and some of the short-term effects and things like that, they want to see a longevity study that starts when you usually work with giving a feasibility study, then you work on animals, and you work your way up to other stuff, and you begin to show an intervention in human trials. And you have to show over time what type of side effects there are, what kind of damage you can do, what kind of benefits it does, and everything else. Mm-hmm. The FDA just said, well, hell with that. We're approved. Here's your stamp. It's a rubber stamp agency. They did not do the overtime.
A longitudinal study.
Yes.
Yeah.
It takes time.
It takes time.
Yeah, and they didn't even have a full year.
Yep. Yeah.
The vaccine hasn't even been around for a full year.
But here's what he said. He said, we absolutely have the vaccine mandate. It's for the safety of all involved, particularly members of the public who are interacting with city employees on a daily basis. And then we have John, president of the Chicago Order of Police, which represents the city's rank and file officers, made it clear that he did not intend to comply, actually. He goes, I cannot mandate, he told the Chicago Sun-Times. It's that simple. Our members don't want to be mandated to do anything like that. Police unions in Tulsa, police unions in Oklahoma, Seattle, and Syracuse, New York, have pushed back against the vaccine requirements, as has the union representing state police in Massachusetts.
Most unions are telling them where to shove it.
Yeah. September 27th is the date.
I'm sorry, September 27th. Thank you. September 27th. You can join in, and it's all across the country. If you work for the government, a walkout, protest. So, I want to be very clear.
Oh, let me be very clear, actually. Let me read that again. It says this week, just days after New York's mayor, Bill de Blasio, said education department employees must receive at least one dose of the vaccine by September 27th. So I did have that wrong.
Okay, so again, sorry.
Don't walk out on the 27th. But if you choose to get the vaccine, then that's you.
I will get the video and the date, and I'll put it up online here once we get it out.
Yeah.
Look for it after the show, guys. Sorry.
Absolutely.
But I do want to be very clear. The argument that tell me if I'm off on what your point is, but the argument that we're constantly arguing here is not vaccine bad, everything else. If you want a vaccine.
Look, listen, I'm not a doctor.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to put myself in a position to make that decision as a doctor for you.
Exactly.
I just want you to have the choice to make the decision with your doctor.
That's exactly what we're arguing is for the right to make our own choice when it comes to masking, when it comes to vaccines, when it comes to our children.
Yes.
All of that. All we're arguing is the freedom and the right to choose as we're guaranteed by the Constitution.
We the people.
And it goes into it talks about our rights in the Bill of Rights, sir.
And it is not narcissist it's not being a narcissist it's being a narcissist for me to tell you what you should do.
Exactly.
With you.
Think that your opinion is more important than everybody else.
Yes.
Like
it.
Any government official or elected official that sits on in a government meeting and says that you are wrong and you are bad because you won't take the vaccine, you are wrong.
I've told the viewers time and time again, I got the vaccine. I got it for my personal reason. So I would be absolutely a hypocrite if I say don't take the vaccine because I would be a hypocrite.
Yes.
For me, it was the decision I made.
Yes.
But I'm not making the decision for you.
Exactly.
That's on you.
Exactly.
That's not on me.
No, we can talk about the FDA approval in Russia and everything else. That's a different story. Right. But what I'm saying is, we can talk about the science and everything else with the mask, but that's not what we're trying to get into at this minute.
Yeah.
We're trying to get into specifically to talk about the right to choose, and
yes,
there should be no government official, whether elected or appointed or hired, an employee, whatever else, that should ever push that decision on you. It is up to you to make.
I'm about to blow your mind, though, and I hope this doesn't follow me to the grave. And listen to what I say here, because people like to conflate that with abortion. Okay, they conflate that with abortion. Now, there's so many nuances. I'm not going to even go there.
I've even seen some dummies talk about it as drinking and driving.
And drinking and driving and wearing a seatbelt. Seen all of it. This is my deal about that. And I am pro-choice. You have the right to make a decision with your body. I don't have to morally agree with it, though. And you should not tell me I have to morally agree with it. That's my decision to morally agree with it. But I believe, yes, women, with your bodies, do it. But you have to live with the consequences too.
Yep.
And so that is that. And there's myriad of reasons why women do that. I get it. I counsel people on a daily basis. It's not up to me to push my agenda on them. But I can have an opinion about it. And I can have a moral standing.
Where I come in and as it's a moral obligation. There's a little bit of moral cut that's come into this as an elected official. You have to be moral and upstanding.
Yes.
And so. And there's a big argument about that, and we need to one of these days have a talk about the abortions and the moral obligation.
I know it's so nuanced, and I don't want
it's a big
step
one
on a lot of toes. And me as a man, I can't qualify myself for everything with that. But what I'm truly saying is that we still have the right to choose.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
It's a right to choose. It's a right to choose. Now, the period where you're right, and now granted, when you're responsible for like the rights of our children, we have the right to choose for our children until they're 18.
Yes.
So until they're no longer legally under our obligation.
Yeah. Now, when it comes to counseling, as if a kid comes to me at 14, they're under a different HIPAA law where
I know, and there's some laws there. I personally don't agree with them, but
I can't tell you I agree with them either.
Yeah, there's some. They're really young to make those type of decisions. But
right, we're giving kids.
Yeah, I think that was the wrong move to go that low because, you don't even give them the right to really to drive or do anything else in the state, but you're okay with that. You make full medical decisions for themselves.
Absolutely, including
I believe it should be the parents should have to sign off on that as well as the kid. When it comes down to, but let's get into that different discussion.
Nuanced, very nuanced.
So, what I'm trying to say is, you have the right to decide for your kids. You
Yep.
have the right to decide for yourself. When your kids reach a certain age, then they get the right to make that decision.
Absolutely.
The age in that is debatable, but that's the point that they become responsible for their own health.
Yeah. Unless you're emancipated, and then
you're emancipated again. That kind of falls into once it's become a certain age or whatever.
Right.
But. And I'm only going to touch this for a second.
Yeah.
There's certain rights that you don't have as a parent over your kid, and that is, I don't have the right to beat my kid senseless. I don't have the right to kill my kid. I don't have the right to starve my kid. The things it's because it's a moral thing.
That's a moral thing.
So, and the moral piece comes in there. Now, people are going to argue and say, "Oh, well, it's morally objectable if you don't." Mask because you're going to get everybody else sick, and if you don't get that shot and things like that. First of all, the shot doesn't protect you from getting the virus, and it doesn't stop you from giving it to someone else.
Yes.
So, me getting a shot has no effect on you. Now,
in other words, you can't rush something on someone and say, "Take it."
Exactly.
You just can't. People are more critical thinkers than that.
They might argue and say, "Oh, well, I even saw something about this online the other day, which is absolutely reprehensible, and it shows." Do you guys want to know how Germany got to killing 6 million people? Exactly what's happening now, because they're talking about right now about giving. If you're not vaccinated, you may not get the same medical care in some facilities. Mm-hmm. You want to know how it got there? I heard that question say, "How did Hitler get 6 million people to march to their deaths, or to get his armies and get these people to do it?" You want to know how? It's because it starts with little things.
I heard today there was a person in the mall, or a person at Fred Meyer's, our local Fred Meyer's. This elderly person fell. People surrounded her. One person reached down to help her up, and she grabbed her hand back and said, "You might have COVID, so I can't help you up." So when we get to the point where we're treating people like they, again, are wearing a scarlet letter, or like they have the Black Plague, or we go on the Salem witch hunt. I mean, this when we start treating people like they have leprosy, and treat them subhuman, we're getting to a space that we don't want to be.
I'm kind of curious how many of our viewers here actually remember and know about the Salem witch trials.
Salem witch trials.
How that happened?
Yes.
I know. Well, look around today. This is exactly how it happened. This is the Salem witch trials. Yep. This is the modern day Salem witch trials. Mm-hmm. So this is the modern day march towards the Holocaust.
Yeah.
You want to know how those things happen? Look around today because you're living it. Because people have taken that knowledge out of schools, and people are looking. They're so focused on the little tiny things that they're missing the big picture.
Yeah.
They're so focused on being angry about what somebody says online, or being angry with their neighbor, or being angry with someone else, that they're not stepping back and looking at the big picture of what's actually happening. But when you take 2 steps back and you look at what's happening and you compare it to historical actions, you see we're marching in the exact same footsteps of what happened in Germany, it happened in Russia, it happened in China, it's happened in India, it's happened in Africa. Do we not learn? It happened in Brazil, it happened in Mexico.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do we not learn from the historical? We have so much knowledge in front of us, but we're so stupid, we don't even take the time to learn it.
We say never forget, but how soon do we really forget?
Yeah, exactly. 9/11, that's in exactly 10 days from now.
Yeah.
9/11 is when our Twin Towers, some people there weren't even born when it happened, 20 years ago. Mm-hmm. This is the 20-year anniversary. The terrorists flew a plane, 2 planes, into 2 different of the towers.
Yep. I thought, when I saw that, I thought it was literally a TV show.
Yeah,
and
my
mind
can still
couldn't
find the video
comprehend
today.
that. Yeah.
You can still find the video today.
Yeah.
They flew these planes into the towers and dropped them.
Yep.
We went to war in Afghanistan over that.
Yeah.
That is the reason why that's what started the whole thing. Mm-hmm. And this is how it ended. Here, this is how it ended. 13 lives lost after a year and a half with no lives lost. 13 lives lost because of a pathetic, cowardly, narcissistic, bad, horrific call from a president. Treasonous call. Mr. Biden should be charged with treason for his actions. And the higher ups, the generals and the others that laid those, that push those orders, and anyone who supports that order should be following in the same suit.
Now, Joel, you're when you say you should be tried for treason, you're making an emphatic statement. Do you stand behind that statement?
I stand behind that. I would sign something that if there was something that there was a call or a petition or a vote or something, I would stand and put my vote to say yes, charge him with treason. Treason can put time in jail or anything else, but the biggest thing on there is it would remove him from office. Mm-hmm. You don't want to put him in jail, fine. I think he should go to jail. I think he should suffer. I think he should take the highest moral capital punishment for it. But if you're not going to go that far,
but at least
remove him from office. And that goes for those that were under him, including the Vice President Harris, who's, by the way, been absolutely silent in this whole thing. She's waiting for him to get kicked out so she can take his place.
I would be too. You know, I'd be very silent too.
She should be held accountable too because she could have stepped up. Yep. The generals that executed those
she said she was the last one in the room. That's what she said.
She could have. She said
as the last one in the room should have said something.
She could have spoke up and said no.
Yeah.
Said we're not going to do this, and if I have to, I'll invoke the 25th Amendment. We're not going to do this.
Yeah.
She should have had some guts to stand up and say no.
Yeah.
And say, I get you want to take him out of Mr. Biden. I get you want to take him out of there, but let's do this the right way. Mm-hmm. And if the Taliban has a problem with that, shove a missile right up their ass.
Because you know what? They were scared of us.
Exactly.
They did not want to cross the United States.
Exactly. But when you tried your bullshit diplomacy, that's when it all went wrong.
Yeah. So. Yeah. So going back to, since we led it back where we started, pretty much, I guess the bottom line with the vaccine, again, we're saying, Backwoods Brothers is saying, it's your decision. You don't have the right to make a decision for anyone else.
We're going to try something here the last 5 minutes.
Okay.
Shotgun.
You going to do shotgun?
We're going to try shotgun.
Okay, so hey guys, shotgun.
Shotgun is where we're going to read a couple headlines from different stories around the area just to kind of end it out on this area.
And the purpose is so that you can make an informative decision about the stories that you hear here.
So, yeah, and then also it's just, I just think it's kind of fun to hear some of the stories.
And it's kind of fun to hear some of the stories.
So basically, I'm reading these off of the Epoch Times. I feel has been the most balanced one out there. They've said things good and bad, and it seems pretty balanced for the most part.
So if you get the Epoch app, just so you know, it will ding your phone all stinking day.
Good news.
With news. I have the app.
Montana mom demands school district ouster over mandatory masking.
What?
Montana moms demand a school district ouster over mandatory masking. I think basically means fire all the school district people.
Yeah.
I think that's what they're trying to say. Mm-hmm. Virginia Tech disenrolls 134 unvaccinated students.
Ooh.
crossing the line there, I think.
Disenrolls.
Armed Services Commit debates fiscal year 2022 NDAA approving near $25 billion increase.
Oh, I saw that one today.
Yep. Taliban suffer casualties fighting Afghan militia groups in Holdout Valley. The people are fighting back.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny how... never mind, I won't get in there.
I'm going to open up a whole new show.
I'm not gonna
Next week.
Anyways, officials agree Social Security, Medicare are deep in trouble, but solutions mean tough choices.
Haven't we been deep in trouble with Social Security for a long time?
Yep. House Rep says he is heading home after reported Afghanistan evacuation effort. Study details cost of terror. Study details cost of terror wars. 20 years, 8,929,000 deaths.
Wow.
What? I'll have to read that a little bit more because...
Read that one a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, that's one that popped up. I haven't had a chance to read this one. But it looks like... you know what? We'll have to come back to that one. I'll share that headline on the Facebook here shortly. Lawyer representing 17 January 6 defendants has mysteriously gone missing.
Huh.
Court filings.
What happened there?
Yeah. Insurers...
Unsolved mysteries?
Yeah. Insurers balk at new coverage for space launches.
Huh?
Okay. By the way, I want to read that last one again. Lawyer representing 17 of the January 6 defendants has mysteriously gone missing. Check the bottom of the river. The delving into an incomparable work of reconnaissance portraiture. It looks like a picture there or something that they have. Let's see. Release of Cam Newton, not related to COVID-19 vaccination status, according to the Patriots. Breakdown of spending. State appropriations in Senate passed $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill. Gee, we don't even have the money, but they passed it. Good job, idiots. It's like spending money that hasn't even printed yet.
That's what we do. Though.
Yeah, exactly. U.S. General. Possible to work with Taliban in future. You're fucking kidding me.
Oh, wait a minute. Come on. You have the president. You have the president negotiating with them. Come on.
Possible to work with Taliban in the future. The only work the Taliban have is understands the bullets. So
yeah.
All right. Last one for the thing. Global shares climb despite weaker economic data from Asia. Yeah, if you just took over Afghanistan, I would think it would climb too. Hey,
real fast before we go, we need to pray and have in your thoughts and prayers those who are down south on the Gulf Coast who suffered from Hurricane Laura, right?
Yes,
Laura?
please.
Yeah.
I think it's not Laura, it's Ira.
Ira. Yes. So
please put them in prayer. Please have the families.
Yeah, it was on the very day, 16 years later than Katrina. On the very day.
Crazy. It's crazy.
So they're still.
Please keep them in prayer.
Definitely.
Keep the families in prayer.
Yeah.
Keep our country in prayer because we need it. So we want to thank you guys for joining us. Please check out our website. We actually got some new merchandise on there tonight. We got the shirt that says "Fuck your feelings, learn the facts."
Yep.
And also says, and also says, "Raise them up for the fallen."
Raise them up for the fallen. And yes, check out that merch. And you know what I'm going to do this week? I'm going to start wearing. I'm going to buy some merch this week, and I'm going to start wearing some merch on the show.
It's a good idea.
So that's what I'm going to start doing. Joe, you going to do that with me?
Possibly, yeah.
Okay. All right. So we're glad. If we do the fuck your feelings one, though, we're going to have to put a big black strip right off the top here.
What are you talking about? It doesn't actually say the word F. Fuck. It says
F.
Asterisk. Okay. So fill in. You can say funk. You can say funk your feelings.
Funk your feelings.
Whatever.
But I can't wait till next week because guess what? We may
or may not have a guest on.
Yeah, maybe we should even tell you that because you expect that. But we're hoping to have somebody on. But if not, still, I know what I'm going to do next week. I'm going to talk about your beard.
Right on.
Yeah, I'm kind of beard envious right now.
I know.
And so, man, I want you to check it out next week because you're gonna love. I have 9 beard facts for you. Beard.
We'll have lots of other great subjects coming up.
As well as
good
subjects. Because news always happens.
Exactly. Thanks, you guys. Have a good night, and we will see you next week, 7 p.m. on Wednesday.
Remember.
Start a conversation.